ప్రాంతాలు వేరైనా, భాషలు వేరైనా మనమంతా తెలుగువారం ఒకటే and we are Indians. And today's special chit chat is going to be a very, very special for me because it's very close to my heart and I'm feeling so blessed because this is going to be my first spiritual show. And today's guest is really very humble, I can say, and he did many. And I can say one thing like dharmo rakshiti rakshataha, because saving our dharma and getting carry forwarded to the next generation is more important. And today's special guest is doing that dharma. Like today he is saving our dharma and just carry forwarding to the younger generations, because today's younger generations really need everything like a scientific reason why we need to do why these all things, but handling such kind of kids and taking forward our dharma is more important, and he's really successful in that. And he's none other than Ranganathan Hemmige from Chicago. And Ranganath Garu, welcome to TeluguNRI Radio.
Namaskaram. Namaskaram.
Namaskaram, sir. Sir, really, I'm feeling so happy that you're in my show, and I'm so glad, and I'm feeling so blessed because such a spirituality, and whenever I listen to your preachings and the way you tell to the students in temple, it's like so inspiring. And what are the pros and cons that we need to follow in our life, and what are these things like how you're taking the Sanatan Dharma is really you're doing a tremendous job, sir. Like, I just wanted to ask like two questions initially. Like, when did you come to US? Because you are a Sanatana Dharma follower, and how you are taking this Sanatana Dharma in US?
1968, I came.
Oh, okay. 1968. Okay. So
Yes.
how hard is it like to follow this Sanatana Dharma in US? So do you see any obstacles like here? Because in India, because people believe that okay, we are saying this means they do believe that okay, this is our religious belief, so definitely we have to follow this, and we follow those things. So what made you to come to US, and what are the steps that you're following for to extend our Sanatana Dharma to our younger generations?
Very good question. Our Hindu Dharma, if you really deeply analyze it, it is very much, there is a lot of flexibility to practice our foundation that has been laid out by our ancestors. It's very flexible to reach God. God is always willing to help. I strongly believe in that because He is a Kritagnya. Kritagnya means, you know how, right? You know, you have to return a favor to somebody.
Yes.
Somebody does do a help. So when we pray to Him, He feels He's a Kritagnya to us. And then He always will find a way to give us the margam or the path to reach Him. And so one of the things that probably is a little bit different, especially when I came in 1968, it was difficult only because we didn't have that many Hindu temples and all that. So when we grow up in India, there are a lot of temples that we grow up with. We can walk to a temple from the house for your birthday or your exams on the or graduation, any occasion. Temple plays a very integral part of our lives. And so that's what I want to concentrate on, Ms. Kranthi. One of the things is Hindu Devalayam. Hindu Devalayam is a place Hindus go and worship God. God presents Himself in many forms. Para, Vyuha, Vaibhava, Vibhava, Archa, and Antaryami. So the easiest form for us to reach Him is to the temple with the Archa Avataram. So where He is worshipable as a deity and we pray to Him. And
Yes.
so the Devalayam in Vedas it says, Deho Devalaya Prokto Jivo Deva Sanatanaha. So Hindu Vedic scriptures asserts that God dwells in the holy consecrated temple with divinity as quoted in that Upanishad that we said. So Upanishad says that God dwells in the temple uh, and as constructed according to the Vastu Shastras. So that is why it is very important to uh, maintain the uh, divinity, the authenticity of the temples. And this particular event that we are doing, which is a Kumbhabhishekam Mahasamprokshanam, is to, to maintain the divinity of the temple and to enhance it, to consecrate the Vigrahas and do this. And as per Agama Shastras, this needs to be done every 12 years. Every 12 years, this Mahasamprokshanam or Mahakumbhabhishekam needs to be done as per the Agama Shastras. Agama Shastras are like the doctrine of uh, pujas. It describes how pujas in the temples has to be done and what are the steps to follow, and that is what we follow.
Okay, that's well said, sir. We are going to have the Kumbhabhishekam in Aurora Temple from September 10th to 15th. Correct me, sir, if I'm wrong.
Correct.
And
Correct.
yes, so from 10th to 15th of September, we are going to have the Kumbhabhishekam. So actually, can you just brief me this because Aurora Temple is known as like Northern American uh, Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam, one of the because many people from other states, almost like 6 to 7 states, they come to this temple, they take hotels and they stay here and they do darshan and they go back to home. So um, such a holy place this is. Like when was this established and why did you choose Aurora to build a temple there? And can you give the brief about this temple history?
Yeah, briefly, because I will focus more on the religious aspects of it. First of all,
Okay.
there was a dream of the founders to build a
Hmm.
temple that is like a Tirumala in America. In
Okay.
uh, in our Shastrams, it is stated, Prashamita
Okay.
Kalidosham Prajya Bhoganubandham Samujita Gunajatam Samyagacharya Yuktam Chidajana Bahumanyam Shayasim Venkatadrau Shrimupanicha Nityam Srinivasatwameva. Bhagavan Balaji took this avataram in Kali Yugam to help devotees like us to reach him for salvation, and we line up and go and seek his darshan, and that is very important to all of us. And to build a temple that follows the traditions of Tirumala was very important to the founders, and that is why the temple was built uh, more than 35 years ago. So, would that answer that question for you, Ma?
Yes, 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 sir. And I know that it's whatever it is like all the God's grace that whatever we are doing today. And I had one question, sir. Like you are dealing with the younger generation and you are transforming and giving all the knowledge about the Sanatana Dharma and what are the things that we need to follow. So how hard, what is the easiest part and what is the hardest part for you, uh, like getting like educated to the younger generations?
The younger generation, what I feel, for us
Mhm.
to be able to teach these values of Hinduism, education begins at home first. So
Mm.
we, the parents, will have to follow our traditions, and we have to start that very young with children. So children that are born here are going to be a little bit less ritualistic, and they want to understand more about why we do things. So it
Mhm.
would be good for younger generations to get involved in the education and also go to temples. That, for example, in Aurora temple, we
Mhm.
have children youth education. It's very important. We do a summer camp for a week, and when children come with their peers groups, they learn better. And what we try to teach them is, this our Hindu shastras and all that brings these kinds of benefits to you. It will give you the emotional strength to be able to cope up with the good and bad, and also it will excel in education when you concentrate and do the studies. And also Matridevo Bhava, Pitridevo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava, Atiti Devo Bhava. Simple things like, you have to treat your parents with respect, you have to treat your guests with respect. Those kinds of fundamental um, religious beliefs that we all grow up in, has to be taught very early, and then we have to give them a forum to be able to nurture it and then practice it.
Yes, sir. I think so. Do you feel like educating them is a harder part? Like, did you find anything? Because most of the younger generation, they need a scientific reason. If you ask anyone, because I speak to many people and they say that why don't we go to temple? They say that is God not here? Why do we need to go to temple? You say that God is everywhere. So wherever I'm sitting, I can do it, right? So why do I need to come to temple? So, what is your answer for the people they don't want to come to temple? And what is your answer for the people God is everywhere? Why I need to only come to temple? I can sit wherever and I can pray the God. So, these are the many questions many people were having in their mind when I said to my friends that I'm going to talk to Ranganathan Garu, and he's the most chair of the religious services. He is doing religious services from last 36 years. They just shooted me like five, six questions. I'm going to ask you that with your permission, sir.
Sure, sure, absolutely. That's this is
Yeah,
what this forum is all about. Um,
yes, sir.
the
The
God
first
is
question is that,
there, right?
yeah.
Yeah, God is there everywhere. It's Sanatana Dharma. God swells
Mhm,
everywhere. God is Antaryami, right? God is
mhm,
inside of
mhm,
us. So He
mhm,
dwells inside of us.
mhm,
So I think there are definitely merits in doing it at home also. But when you come to the temple and then you do see other people and then of your peers and then do it together, it's even it enhances, because always sahana vavatu sahanau bunattu sahaviryam karavavahe. Our religion always talks about the fact that it is not just individualistic. You have to do it together. Saha means with other people. So that's how you have to interpret that. So I think God, in the temple, we have special uh, priests that are dedicated to maintain the divinity. Okay, so the divinity, Archavatara, deities and murtis. So we go and pray. So when we go for example, on your birthday, if you go with your parents and your friends, and then you go to the temple and do an archana on your behalf, or you can just do the namaskaram. Our religion is very open, right? Our temple is, for example, is open from 9 to 9, so people can come anytime. We do not have very strict doctrines where you have to come only at 11 o'clock, you only have to come at 1 o'clock, and you have to only go it in group. But you pick and choose what gives you. The most important thing is what gives you the mental peace, what gives you the concentration to focused on Bhagavan, because Bhagavan is always looking at us, and then he is full of compassion. That's how all this shows. Prapadyetam girim prayaha shinivasanu kampaya ikshusara sravanteva yanmurtya sharkarayitam, he said, which means he is sweet. Bhagavan is always sweet. He is full of compassion, daya, 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 daya. He's always compassionate. He has so much compassion to devotees. So when we go and pray to him, you can choose a form that it gives you the most enjoyment and also self-satisfaction to be able to concentrate and pray to God.
Okay, that's well said, sir. Actually, I think hope you all of you got the answer, like why we need to go to temple, because the concentration is the more key, because why we go to schools and colleges. So the same way, this is one of the best example what sir gave this answer. And sir, like many people here like confused, because in India, the festival dates are different. And when coming to this US, the festival dates are different because it always falls one day ahead. Because people think that okay, in India it's now today, okay, the festival might come tomorrow, but we always celebrate one day ahead. Why these differences? And there is always a confusion. And the major question I was forced to ask this question from many of the ladies from ladies side, like why do that festivals are getting different dates. They are always confused to celebrate these festivals. Can you please suggest them on that?
Sure. Thank you for that question.
Mm.
What it is we follow in most of the temples here in America, we follow the North American Panchangam. So the
Mhm.
Panchangam that consists of Varam, Tithi, and Nakshatrams and all that, and that's how we celebrate our functions. We don't do it based on Christian dates, right? So it is done
Mhm.
based upon our either lunar calendar or solar calendar, and then but the North American Panchangam is created with sunrise time for local conditions here. And so that is why there is a difference, because according to the Shastras, we should do the functions. We should, for example, you want to celebrate your anniversary, uh, or uh, or someone passes away and they want, you have to create, you have to celebrate, you have to remember the
Mhm.
anniversary. Those things you have to do it as per the local um, astronomical and astrological calculations. So there are very good, there are panchangams that are available now for the local, for our North American calendar. And then, in fact, in our temple, we follow all of the rituals and this festival days and all that based upon North American Panchangam.
Okay, so based upon the lunar calendar and the sunrise and sunset timings, so we are going to follow these festivals. So, like we'll get into this Aurora festive, that is, which is going to have the Kumbhabshekam on that more details. But before that, I have last one question. Um uh, Hi, sir. This is the question which I just got posted right now. And hi, sir. Just wanted to know why do we follow the good days and bad days? Since there is the same sunlight and same moonlight, what makes the difference between the good days and bad days? Even in our Hindu religion, we follow like Tuesday is not good and some days are not good. So why do we consider the good days and bad days since all the days are same? Is it
The good
necessary to
days,
follow
yeah,
those?
the good days and bad days, as it was posted, is only because um, they are based upon again astrological uh, uh, combinations of what one would consider good or bad is for
Mm-hmm.
that particular star or nakshatram that they are born
Mm-hmm.
in. Certain
Mm-hmm.
stars are very favorable, and that is
Mm-hmm.
why they try to pick an auspicious day to be able to, for example, you want to do a wedding or an engagement. So you want to pick a day that is that has all the positive characters in it and attributes, positive attributes in it. And so for that particular star that they are born in, there's usually some stars that may not be as positive as it should be, and so that is why the priests always look for the best date for the person based upon their birth star, and then what other then what other stars are there for that particular day.
Okay, so with some stars that which are on good day that favors us, so that makes our work without any hurdles and this stuff. So that's what we
Correct.
look for, the good days and bad days. So that's my answer, and that's the Ranganath sir's answer, and both like everyone's like if you see for anything like as Ranganath sir told, like if you want to celebrate auspicious day like your marriage or your like any of your marriage or anything else like so we see that nakshatra because that favors to your life, that
Right.
boosts your
Or
life,
you do a
that's what.
griha pravesham, like you are building a
Yeah.
new house, and then are
Mm-hmm.
you the bhumi puja. You
Mm-hmm.
want to start out so that there are no obstacles. So a simple example, right? Why do we always start out when we start a function with a prayer for Vinayaka? Why? Because
Mm-hmm.
he brings no obstacles. He clears all the path for us. So
Upstairs.
that's why
Mm-hmm.
let this be without any obstacles, Vinayaka. So that is why we do that, right? That's a standard practice that most Hindus, whether you are a Vaishnavite or a Shaivite, doesn't matter. You always praise some to the god like a Vinayaka and or Vishwaksena and say, okay, please, okay, bless us so that we have and make sure that you clear any obstacles for us and uh, the undertaking that we have done be successful without any obstacles.
Wow, that's well said, sir. Thank you so much. That clears many of the questions. Like, and last question, sir. Like, hi, sir. Do really non-vegetarian is a papam to come and wish to a god? Do we have any proofs that non-vegetarian is not good? And did we follow before that also? I heard that Rama also ate non-veg. So please comment on this veg and non-vegetarian thing. So
That
that's
is
the question.
whatever someone follows
Hmm.
in their house, they should follow whatever dharma that they are following, Amma. So
Hmm.
that is something that is not, there is no right or wrong answers. Whatever your family customs are, you should follow that.
Okay. Yeah. Hope you got this. Please follow your family customs. Sir, like whoever Hari texted me. Hari, I think I don't know your family customs, but whatever your family customs that you follow, you can follow that. And we can't like I don't know because like non-vegetarian, vegetarian thing because I can't answer on that thing because I belong to purely vegetarian family, so I can't comment on this thing. So please check on that, and yeah, we'll go forward, sir. And the thing is like now we are going to have this Maha Kumbhabhishekam. Can you please tell the significance of this Maha Kumbhabhishekam and what are all the things that we are going to perform in our Aurora? And is that like everyone invited for this Maha Kumbhabhishekam?
Yes, yes. I will be glad to do that. So,
Mm-hmm.
Mahakumbhabhishekam um, is going to be performed. What is Mahakumbhabhishekam, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
according to the Agama Shastras,
Mm-hmm.
once in 12 years, this Mahasamprokshanam or Mahas Kumbhabhishekam needs to be performed in temples. So, if you look at it simply, in temple is a structure that is made out of gopurams, vimanams, deities, all of that, right? So, at least once in 12 years, there's got to be some sort of a structural maintenance that has to be done, right? Gopurams get deteriorated, defilement tends to occur. So, what we do is Mahakumbhabhishekam is Jirnodharana, which means any of the repairs that has to be done, plus inside the sannidhis, then we have a very important process that we go through to do some maintenance. This is called Ashtabandhanam. The deities in each of the sannidhis, they are fastened to a pitham, which is the base. And the pitham and where the deity sits, there is some sort of a compound paste that is created, ashta, 8 ingredients, special ingredients, the shilpis, they formulate into a paste and they put that around the vigraha, this joint between the base and the vigraha, so that the anything that when they're doing the abhishekam or any of the pujas or all that, the water doesn't seep through, and that Ashtabandhanam acts like as a seal to this, and then that is one of the key things. Ashtabandhanam has to be done, and according to the Shastras, it has to be done every 12 years. So that is one of the things. When we do this, what we do is, there are some steps that we go through for the Mahakumbhabhishekam, and I will talk about that. First, we do what is called a Balalayam, which means we take the kala, in other words, the divine power or the energy of the god, and then we transfer them into kumbhas and then chitrapatams, we call them. So, and many temples are created with Utsumurtis and these chitrapatams, and all the repair work is going on in the sannidhis, gopurams, all that, we have to finish. So that's why now, for example, if you come to Aurora temple, you see that the sannidhis are closed, and then but the people, our devotees, can have darshan, and everyday pujas are done for the Utsav Murtis and also the Chitrapatams that are there in the Balalayam. They are mini temporary temples that are built so that until the Kumbhabhishekam. On the Kumbhabhishekam, it will consist of 5 days, September 10th to the 15th, and we're assembling a team of priests from all over the country. And then we will be building 2 yagashalas in the parking lot, and then we'll be doing homas, special pujas and all that. And on the concluding day, which is on the September 15th, in the morning, priests will carry the kumbhams. So they go to the gopurams or the vimanams, and they do the abhishekam, and then they will do the Mahakumbhabhishekam, Mahasamprokshanam for all the deities. Now we follow the reverse process, which is Avahanam, Kala Avahanam. Kala means again divine energy. Look what has happened. 5 days they are doing all the yajnas in the Yagashala. They are doing all these Vedic mantras, japam, all that energy that it creates is in the kumbhas, and these kumbhas with sacred water is carried into the temple, and that they will do the sprinkling called Samprokshanam for the Vaishnava deities, and then Abhishekam for the Shaiva deities. And then this performs the Kala Avahana, which means now the divine energy is transferred back to the Vigrahas, because now we will have done the Ashtabandhanam, all the repairs, all the painting, whatever renovation we have to do, we will have done it before the 15th. And now on the concluding day, it will be the divine power of the Bhagavans for all the deities will be transferred back to the original form, and then devotees can have darshan and all activities will resume like before after that. So yes, we would like to invite people to come and participate in the pujas. All these, there are sponsorship opportunities that are there. You can look at on the website. But the concluding day on the September 15th, it is very auspicious, because this is when we do the Kala Avahanam for Bhagavan, and you will see a special energy permuted. When you go and stand in front of Balaji in Tirumala, what do you feel? Don't you feel that divine energy there? And because on Ananda Nilaya Vimana, that is called Ananda Nilaya Vimanam. Why? Because when you go there, you feel that energy, positive energy from Bhagavan Balaji. So similarly here, for all the deities in Aurora temple, Vaishnava deities including Balaji, Lakshmi and all that, and Shiva, Parvati, all the deities, we will be doing the Mahakumbhabhishekam Samprokshanam all together during that period. Any other questions?
No, sir, that's really clearly explained what is Mahakumbhabhishekam and what are the things that you are going to perform all these 5 days, and what all needs to be done. That was clearly explained, sir. Thank you so much for coming out our show and clearing all the doubts whatever people have. And this is like doubts from so many people. I got almost like 19 to 25 messages to ask all these questions. So before whatever I asked. So those are the questions posted by our listeners. And yes, you clearly answered to all the questions, and you clearly explained what is Mahakumbhabhishekam and the way you are transforming our Sanatana Dharma towards this younger generation, and you're educating and you're carrying forward. It's really a tremendous job, sir. And thank you so much for coming to TeluguNRI Radio and clearing all our doubts.
I will make one concluding comment, which is that okay?
Yes,
one
sir.
concluding?
Yes.
Okay.
Sure, sir.
The Vastu Shastram says this. Vastu Shastram Pravakshyami Lokanam Hitakamyaya. A major religious event like Mahakumbhabhishekam, performed as per Agama Shastras, will bring forth divine blessings for our community at large. The entire community will benefit with the fulfillment of their aspirations for our devotees and divine blessings. May God Balaji bless all of us. Kalyanadbhuta Gatraya Kamitartha Pradayane Srimad Venkatanathaya Srinivasaya Mangalam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for coming to the show. And I request all the devotees, like whoever listening to this show, please do come to the Mahakumbhabhishekam, which is going to perform from September 10th to September 15th. September 15th is going to be more auspiciously. So please do come and get the blessings of Sri Venkateshwara Swami. Thank you all. This is RJ Kranthi officially signing off for today's special chit chat.